By 2012, Facebook held a terrifying level of market dominance. Mark Zuckerberg operated on a ruthlessly simple strategy: copy, acquire, and kill. When a small new photo-sharing app threatened his massive platform, he simply devoured Instagram for $1 billion. But the tech landscape was shifting underneath them. People were abandoning traditional web browsers for dedicated smartphone apps. Facebook built its empire by tracking user behavior across the web using cookies, but apps hoard their own data internally. Suddenly, the traditional tracking tools were useless. Right as Facebook lost its visibility, a massive new threat emerged. Teenagers were abandoning traditional social media for a messy, impermanent photo app called Snapchat. Zuckerberg recognized the danger and offered to buy it for $6 billion. Snapchat refused. Facebook found itself in a deeply vulnerable position. The largest data company in the world was suddenly flying blind, completely unable to track the exact competitors stealing their youngest demographic. To claw back that newly lost visibility, Facebook spent roughly $100 million acquiring an Israeli startup called Onavo. Onavo offered data-saving tools to consumers, which gave Facebook a wide lens into exactly how much mobile data different apps were consuming. But another massive wall went up. After Edward Snowden exposed the NSA's global surveillance in 2013, the entire internet rushed to adopt HTTPS encryption. Overnight, the traffic Facebook was trying to monitor inside competitor apps vanished behind cryptographic locks. By 2016, Zuckerberg lost patience. He sent a direct mandate to 3 senior executives, demanding they find a new way to pull analytics from Snapchat's encrypted traffic. Internally, they called this operation Project Ghostbusters. Facebook realized they could not compete without that specific data. They decided to view the basic security protocols protecting the entire modern internet as an obstacle they had to destroy. Facebook's solution was an app called Onavo Protect. It was marketed directly to consumers as a free VPN that would keep their personal data safe from hackers on public Wi-Fi networks. To understand how it worked, you have to look at how phones handle security. Tucked deep inside your operating system is a highly secure vault called a trust store. It holds a list of pre-approved root certificates, essentially digital IDs that verify you are connecting to a legitimate server, creating an encrypted tunnel for your data. When you installed Onavo Protect, the app prompted you to add a new, custom root certificate to that highly secure vault. The user grants permission, assuming it's required for the VPN to keep them safe. Now the trap springs. Whenever the user opens Snapchat, Onavo forces that traffic to a middleman server. Because the phone trusts the Onavo certificate, the server can unlock the encrypted data package, record every single detail, re-encrypt it, and send it along to Snapchat's actual servers. By decrypting this traffic, Facebook harvested millions of data points from Snapchat analytics. They built a real-time map of exactly how users interacted with a competitor's interface, right down to the specific features they clicked. Facebook aggressively marketed a privacy app to protect its users from malicious man-in-the-middle attacks, while using that exact same software to run one of the largest corporate man-in-the-middle attacks in history. Eventually, Apple and Google upgraded iOS and Android security protocols, making it much harder for custom certificates to intercept app data. The Onavo trick began to fail, so Facebook escalated the operation. They launched Project Atlas, offering teenagers and young adults up to $20 a month to willingly install a new app labeled as a Facebook Research VPN. This app required terrifying levels of access. It vacuumed up real-time location data, web histories, private photos, and encrypted messages, meaning it was also reading the private thoughts of the user's friends, who had absolutely no idea they were part of a corporate surveillance program. Getting an app this invasive onto iPhones required breaking the rules. Facebook utilized Apple's Enterprise Developer Program, a secure backdoor meant strictly for corporations to distribute internal workplace apps to their own employees. This completely bypassed the public App Store safety reviews. Facebook crossed a severe ethical boundary. They abandoned the passive trickery of Onavo Protect and began directly paying minors to systematically dismantle the security features on their own devices. The entire operation unraveled in January 2019. A security researcher analyzed the code inside the Facebook Research app and proved it was a direct clone of Onavo, exposing the surveillance network to the public. Apple retaliated instantly. They revoked Facebook's enterprise developer certificates, a move that temporarily crippled Facebook's actual internal apps and plunged their corporate offices into chaos. The legal fallout followed. The Australian Federal Court ruled against Meta's subsidiaries, finding them guilty of deliberately misleading consumers by disguising a data harvesting tool as a privacy utility. The court ordered a combined penalty of $13 million. For a tech giant clearing well over $50 billion a year in profit, that penalty functions strictly as the cost of doing business. These shadow operations left a lasting psychological footprint on a digital native generation. Millions of teenagers grew up installing this software, conditioned to view intrusive tracking as the standard price of modern connection. Varying spyware inside tools labeled Protect or Research normalizes surveillance. It teaches users that sacrificing their personal security is the mandatory price of admission for modern connectivity. Constant tracking eventually exhausts our resistance to it. We slowly accept surveillance as the internet's default state, trading away our right to digital autonomy for minor conveniences. Mark Zuckerberg has famously claimed his goal was to connect the world. By weaponizing the very tools meant to keep us safe, he successfully engineered a reality where true digital privacy is nearly impossible.